Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Srimad Bhagavad Gita as it is, 4th chapter, Transcendental Knowledge, text number 11. Ye yatha mam prapadyante tams tathaiva bhajamyaham mama vartmanu vartante manushyaः partha sarvashah. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. All of them, as they surrender unto me, I reward accordingly. Everyone follows my path in all respects, O son of Pritha. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Everyone is searching for Krishna in the different aspects of his manifestations. Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is partially realized in his impersonal Brahma Jyoti, effulgence, and as the all-pervading Supersoul dwelling within everything, including the particles of atoms. But Krishna is only fully realized by his pure devotees. Consequently, Krishna is the object of everyone's realization, and thus anyone and everyone is satisfied according to one's desire to have him. In the transcendental world also, Krishna reciprocates with his pure devotees in the transcendental attitude, just as the devotee wants him. One devotee may want Krishna as Supreme Master, another as his personal friend, another as his son, and still another as his lover. Krishna rewards all the devotees equally according to their different intensities of love for him. In the material world, the same reciprocations of feelings are there, and they are equally exchanged by the Lord with the different types of worshippers. The pure devotees, both here and in the transcendental abode, associate with him in person and are able to render personal service to the Lord and thus derive transcendental bliss in his loving service. As for those who are impersonalists and who want to commit spiritual suicide by annihilating the individual existence of the living entity, Krishna helps also by absorbing them into his effulgence. Such impersonalists do not agree to accept the eternal blissful personality of Godhead. Consequently, they cannot relish the bliss of transcendental personal service to the Lord, having extinguished their individuality. Some of them who are not situated even in the impersonal existence return to this material field to exhibit their dormant desires for activities. They are not admitted in the spiritual planets, but they are again given a chance to act on the material planets. For those who are fruity workers, the Lord awards the desired results of their prescribed duties as the Yajneshwara, and those who are yogis seeking mystic powers are awarded such powers. In other words, everyone is dependent for success upon his mercy alone, and all kinds of spiritual processes are but different degrees of success on the same path. Unless, therefore, one comes to the highest perfection of Krishna consciousness, all attempts remain imperfect, as is stated in the Srimad Bhagavatam, Akamas sarva kamova moksha kama udaradhi tivrena bhakti yogena yajeta purusham param. Whether one is without desire, the condition of the devotees, or is desirous of all fruitive results, or is after liberation, one should with all efforts try to worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead for complete perfection, culminating in Krishna consciousness. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta.
Je jathamang prapaddante tang tathaiva bhajami aham mamo vartmanu vartanti manushya partha sarvas. Now in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that Jive Swarup hoy Nitya Krishna Das. Actually, our position is eternal servant of Krishna. This is our real position. But artificially we are trying to become master. This is called Maya. Actually my position is servant. Just like woman, natural position is to remain dependent on man. That is natural position. But if some woman artificially tries to become man or master, that is suffering. That is suffering. We have given this example that in India, the women, they voluntarily surrender to the subjugation of the husband. But there are many families, hundreds and thousands, they're happy. That's a fact. And in the Western countries, they want to remain independent, so they are not unhappy. This is my study, because I have seen the Western world and the Eastern world. Similarly, naturally, a woman is dependent. Similarly, we are Prakriti. Prakriti means one who is controlled, that is called Prakriti. And Purusha means the controller. So, our position in this material world, that we have revolted against Krishna, why shall I serve Krishna? Therefore, we are subjugated by the external energy, Krishna's energy, material nature. We are not supposed to be controlled by material nature, so that we are now under the jurisdiction of repetition of birth, death, old age and disease. That is described in the Bhagavad Gita, that na jayate na mriyate va kadachit. For the living entity, there is no death, there is no birth. But this is something fictitious. Every one of us experience birth and death. But the real fact is, na jayate na mriyate va. But we are so foolish, we do not inquire that in the Shastra it is said that we have no birth and no death, then why I am dying and I am taking my birth? This is our punishment. We are actually, our real conscious position is to be controlled by Krishna. But because we have revolted against Krishna, therefore we are servant of Maya. Servant is my nature. Therefore it is called Jijathamang Prapadante. If you surrender to Krishna, then Krishna controls you. He takes care of you. But if you do not surrender to Krishna, but your position is to surrender, you have to surrender to the laws of material nature and will be controlled. Therefore, Jijatha Mang Prapadante. Mang Prapadante, Krishna and Krishna's energy, Shakti Mataya Abhinna. Krishna's energy is also controller. Durga. Sishti Sthiti Pralaya Sadhana Shakti Reka Chai Vajasa Bhuvanani Vibhatti Durga. Durga is the Shakti, external energy. She has got also immense power. Sishti Sthiti Pralaya Sadhana. Material nature is very strong. Creating, maintaining and destroying. Sishti Sthiti Pralaya Shakti. Chaiva. But she is acting under the direction of Krishna. Maya dhakshena prakriti suyate sacharacharam. Material energy is very strong, very powerful, you can know that. If there is a strong storm, immediately So many houses, so many trees and plants can be immediately uprooted. Material nature. If there is big storm in the ocean, it can inundate many cities, many towns. Material energy is very, very strong. That is stated, Devi Jesha Gunamayi Mamamayadar. So we are under the control of the material nature. Here is a scientist, he knows how much we are controlled by the material nature. The material nature is also Krishna. Material nature, because material nature is the energy of Krishna, just like this light. This light is distributing illumination. This illumination is also light. The illumination is coming from the light. Therefore, so far illumination is concerned, there is in the lamp as well as in the illumination. So energy is not different from the energetic. But if you want to be controlled by the energy, Krishna says, yes, you be controlled. And if you want to be controlled by Krishna, Krishna says, yes. Therefore he says, Je jathamang prapadanti. It is up to you. But you will be controlled, there is no independence. There is no independence. You will be controlled. That is your nature. You cannot be controller. That is not possible. Either you be controlled by me personally, or you be controlled. Just like in government, a person may say, I don't care for government. I don't like government. That you can say, but you are controlled. If you go against the government, immediately you will be arrested and put into the jail. You will be controlled. You can say, like a madman, that I don't want to be controlled. I don't care for government. That is not possible. Therefore, Dejathaman. If you want to be controlled by the prison house, then Krishna says, yes, you be controlled. And if you want to be controlled by the civic laws, that also you can do. Jijathamang prapadanti tang satiyo yam mamo vattvanu vatmanti. But practically, Krishna, so far those who are transcendentalists, they want to be controlled by three phases of Krishna: Brahma, Paramatma and Bhagavan. Those who are impersonalists, they want to be merged into the Brahma effulgence. That is also acceptance of being controlled. Just like if you merge into the ocean, they give this example generally. So, they think that by merging, by dipping into the ocean, they become also ocean. That is not possible. You become controlled by the ocean. Suppose you dive into the ocean. Does it mean that you become ocean? And you become controlled by the ocean. They are under the impression that I am now a small drop, so if I merge into the ocean, the Brahma, then I become Brahma. Is that very reasonable proposal? You are a drop of water. Scientifically, what is said? Suppose a drop of water is mixed with the sea water. Does it mean the drop becomes sea? What is your scientific explanation? It is also...
It has become part of the sea.
Remains part of the sea. The part of the sea, it was. And it remains part of the sea. There, sea water means composition of so many molecules of water. What is that?
Yes.
So how the molecules can become the whole sea? Therefore, in the Bhagavad it is said, Jannena vindaka vimukta manina tayyasta bhavad avushuddha buddha. The Mayavadi philosophers, they are thinking that being merged into the existence of Brahma, I become Brahma. No, this is wrong. You cannot become Brahma. You remain the same. The example is given just like a green bird enters into the green tree. It does not mean that the bird is mixed. No. The bird is keeping its independence as an individual. But it appears to others, those who do not see properly, that it has merged into the tree. It is actually not merged. And because it does not merge, therefore they fall down. They can come out. That is explained in Srimad Bhagavatam, that Jannena vindaka vimukta manina, that thinking now I have become one with the Supreme. But actually that is a false impression. Manina means actually it is not fact, but he is thinking like that. Vimukta mana. Why he is thinking like that? Abhishuddha buddhaya. His knowledge is not perfect. Abhishuddha. Vishuddha means perfect and Abhishuddha means not perfect. Unnecessarily he is thinking that I become one with thee. I remain the same part and parcel, as Krishna says, Mamaivaangsa jiva bhuta. Just like a big bag of rice and you put 1 grain of rice. It remains 1 grain, but it appears that it has become one with the bag. That is not possible. Therefore, Bhagavad says they think like that, but actually it is not the fact. And if you question why they are thinking like that, Abhishuddha buddhaya, means intelligence is not very sharp. Jannir vindaka vimukta manina tai astabhavad abhishuddha buddhaya arujya krichena parang padang tata patanti adha. These Mayavadis, they undergo severe penances for becoming merged into the supreme effulgence, Brahma effulgence, Sajujya Mukti. It is also not easily obtained. It also requires. So therefore, Arujya Krichena, by undergoing Arujya Krichena, by severe penances and exercises, the yogis, they also exercise. Arujya Krichena. Krichena means severe practices. They realize Brahma. But after realization also they fall down. Arujya Krichena parang padam tata patanti adha. Because there is no shelter. I have given several times that example. Just like if you go high in the sky, but if you don't get any shelter, then you come back again. Just like the people are going and the moon planet, but because they actually do not get any shelter, they are coming back again. So that is the position. Simply by worshipping impersonal Brahma, after severe penance and austerity, you can enter into it, but you cannot remain there because there is no ananda. It is simply eternity. But we are actually eternity, bliss and knowledge. Very small portion. Simply eternity will not satisfy us. So eternity also part and parcel of Krishna. So you can enter. Krishna has given you freedom. Therefore he says, Jejathamang Prabhupada. If you want to merge into the Brahma effulgence, that you can do. Or if you simply want to realize the Paramatma localized, that you can also do. And you can do also, come to me, just like Bhagavad Gita says, that janti deva brata devan pitrin janti pitri brata bhutani janti bhutani madhyajino bhi janti mam. So if you want to go to Krishna and directly serve him, associate with him, that also you can do. Everything is open to you. Jejathamang prapadanti. The materialists, they are surrendering to the material nature. That also Krishna says, yes. They are working so hard day and night to gain material profit. Krishna says, all right, you can get it. That is also possible. But actual instruction of Krishna is that sarvadharman parityajya mam ekam. You just personally and to me surrender. That will be beneficial. Not that everything is Krishna. You can surrender to so many manifestations of Krishna. But if anything you experience, that is Krishna's energy, that is not different from Krishna. That is the conception of oneness. Krishna is expanding himself by his plenary force, and we are also Krishna. We living entities, being part and parcel of Krishna, we are also Krishna. There is nothing but Krishna. Now it is up to you, if you want to surrender yourself to the Krishna's energy, you can do. You can, if you want to surrender to the Krishna's expansion, that also you can do. If you want to surrender to the Brahma effulgence, that is also Krishna. If you want to surrender Paramatma feature, that is also Krishna. And if you want to surrender Krishna directly, that is also Krishna. The Mayavadi says that whatever you do, you reach to the Supreme. But you reach to the Supreme, that is all right. But Supreme is variety. So one variety, suppose if somebody comes into this house, if he enters to the lavatory, that is also house. But that lavatory is not the sitting place. This is variety. Simply by thinking that now I have entered the house, my business is finished. You have entered any position, you have already entered, because there is nothing but Krishna. But if you be satisfied by entering into the privy, that now I have entered the house, that is not very good intelligence. That is not very good intelligence. You cannot say that the privy and the duty room or the sitting room or the kitchen, these are varieties. You cannot say by entering into the privy, you think that I have entered the duty room. This is a common example. Krishna is variety. Jejathamang prapadanti means there are varieties of Krishna's manifestation. Krishna is there. Krishna personally is there. At the same time, Krishna energy, they are varieties. Parasa Shakti Vividaiva Sriyati. Krishna is one, but his energies are different energies. So you can take shelter of different energies or Krishna directly. The best thing is to take shelter of Krishna directly. That is intelligence. Therefore Krishna says, Sarvadharman parityajya mamekam saranam. But we have preferred to take shelter of Krishna's energy. That is also external energy, this material nature. So Krishna has given us chance. You can work hard in this material energy, but that will not help. Therefore, those who are devotees, they also take shelter of Krishna's energy, that is internal energy, not external energy. Internal. Mahatmanustu mang pratha dvaivi prakriti masi. Dvaivi prakriti means internal energy. So our business is that we have to take shelter instead of taking shelter of the external energy. That is also Krishna. There is no doubt. Krishna's energy, not different. But that is not very beneficial to us. We have to take shelter of the internal energy. Mahatmanusta mang prastha Devi Prakriti Masita. Devi Prakriti means internal energy. And Srimati Radharani is the symbol of internal energy. Therefore, we take shelter of Srimati Radharani in Vrindavan, and that is our perfection of life. Then it will be easier to associate with Krishna very easily. That should be our motto. Je jathamang prapadanti tang sathiyo bhajamaham. Here it is said, people who are attached to the bodily conception of life are so absorbed in materialism that it is almost impossible for them to understand that there is a transcendental body which is imperishable, full of knowledge, and eternally blissful. So we have now surrendered to the bodily concept of life. We have to understand, therefore, what is our spiritual life. The Bhagavad Gita teaches in the beginning that you have surrendered to the bodily, but it is wrong. You will never be happy. You try to understand your spiritual identification and surrender to the spiritual energy that is required. Sarvadharman parityajya mamekam saranam. Otherwise, you cannot avoid Krishna, just like you cannot avoid government control. That is not possible. Either you are in jail life or you are in free life. You are always under government control. Similarly, either we remain in the material world or we remain in the spiritual world, we are controlled by Krishna. There is no escape. You cannot do that. But if you remain controlled by the spiritual energy, by directly being controlled by Krishna, not by his energy or by his internal energy, then you will be happy. That is the ambition of persons who are in Krishna consciousness. Thank you very much.